Notes. I was just gonna piggyback off what y'all said.
Notes. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back.
Yo.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Welcome back.
What's good?
It is the.
Oh my God, guys.
It's the Blood Don't Matter podcast. It's episode 002. Welcome back, guys. Yo, I think we official. Man, we finally got our Google Business letter in the mail.
Woo!
That's what we're talking about. Now the only thing that's left is for this enemy of progress to get out my way so I can get a logo and a
I
couple other
already
shit.
said that I was okay with this. So at this point, you're just dragging.
Let the record show.
At this point, you're dragging it.
Let the record show.
Let's do it.
In case y'all was wondering, yes, I am taking pictures of myself.
All right, well, weekly recap, man. What y'all think, man? Weekly
Over the
recap.
week?
How was y'all week, man?
I feel phenomenal.
Ooh, better week.
I am off of work finally. It's on like a 12-day stretch. Finally off of work. Got 3 days off. The weekend. Feels good.
All
Feeling great.
Shamar?
I'm always just chilling. Like,
Blessed.
well, my week is always like, for the most part, it's never like too good, too bad. It's just like, you know.
He said he blessed and never impressed.
Always
Only
working.
with himself.
Except when he's with me, then he's like time of his life. But you know.
Yeah.
Sean, how was your week, baby?
I had a mental health crisis, guys. So my week was trash again.
You want to expand on it, or you just
No.
want to leave it at that?
That's it. That's all I got, guys.
Okay.
It's been real.
It's been a busy week, man. A busy few months. It feels like I haven't had a chance to really sit down, and yeah, I'm alright though. I'm here.
Yeah.
Another weekend.
Yeah, we're here.
Another productive day as well. I felt real good.
Facts. We're out all day today.
We got some family coming into town. You know, just gonna leave that right there at that. But no, I'm glad she coming because like, you know, this whole COVID situation, man. They got a little boy out of school until like the 25th. You know, he can't go to school. He can't go to kindergarten
multiple times.
every month or so.
And then it's like a domino effect. And then they decided, which I don't know. I guess like maybe this is bad parenting, but like whatever. So they were supposed to go back to school regularly scheduled program like right after the first, right? So then we get an email saying that they're not going to be in school. But because reading is fundamental, I read that and I was like, all right, bet, gravy. So then I take him to the aftercare spot and they're like, oh, he doesn't have his school supplies. It's virtual training. And I said, no, it's not, girl. They don't even start till the 11th. Then she was like, oh, my God, no, it starts today and he needs his stuff to go to school. I said, well, okay, he can miss a day. I mean,
Oh my God.
that's really what happened. That's a fact. That's what happened.
We gotta be on site at our jobs. We're not teleworking, nothing like that. And when you got a 7-year-old or going on 8-year-old
that needs supervision for
that
their
needs supervision.
virtual like school or whatever.
Yep, it's always best to send them to school. But if we can't always just be taking off of work and
I be trying to help with him, but they don't trust me because one time I didn't change him, like
Or feed
one
him.
time, or feed him just one.
Yeah.
Like he's still alive.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
No, so
But-
no, definitely
that's
both.
crazy.
First of all, it's not just
the
Victor's,
thing is,
both of them.
Y'all work, right, just as much as us. He's not really y'all responsibility. When y'all help us out, we appreciate it greatly. But, you know, the reality of it is both of y'all working now. And, you know, I don't want to interfere with y'all's schedule, just especially since, like, you know, if y'all taking care of business, y'all got to go out. Like, you're famous for just jumping on a bus and going to New York, and we don't see you until, like, the next day. So,
Yeah.
so you know, I can't be, you know, not that we don't rely on you guys, but we don't want to put you guys in a pickle where you feel like you have to. So, but we do appreciate y'all when y'all do watch them because it's a blessing. But, you know, right now, family coming in town and help us out.
Man, talking about day of blessing. Okay, first of all,
I'm a
y'all
blessing.
know how I feel about
I
this.
wake
It's a two-way street. It's a family unit, okay?
I wake up in the morning and I look over and I just say I'm such a blessing to everyone, and I hope they all cherish
And
me.
then I say thank you.
Whoa, whoa, no sir.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
I'm glad y'all got jokes like this because that's definitely going to be one of our topic of conversations is how narcissistic some of us can be.
Whoa, narcissism. Whoa, that's a word.
Yeah.
No, so I mean, do you want to start it off? Like,
Well, let's go with bait news. I already know what we're gonna go into after bait news, but bait news.
all right.
One thing I had was the whole virtual inauguration thing for Joe Biden on the 20th.
First of all, I'm here for it because I already got my outfit picked out and I already got an eye look or whatever like that.
Wait.
And
What's that about?
it's supposed to be a virtual inauguration because,
So he's not gonna be outside.
hell no.
Well, he'll probably be outside, but no one else will be allowed outside
with him. He'll be outside all by himself.
Because they have big, like, huge crowds.
Yeah, like, it's a
millions of
no.
people.
It's not Trump anymore, so.
Plus he old, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want nobody coughing on him.
Yeah. So I mean, the Capitol has become Fort Knox now, and they got
Too
soldiers.
little, too late.
They
Like,
got-
I could care less.
They got soldiers sleeping on the floor. I'm hoping that they actually put up some type of makeshift tent and put some cots in there for them, because I hate seeing
or
soldiers
heating
on the floor.
source. That would be great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm out here in the
yo.
military too. The military is like notorious for not having a proper heating
Yeah.
source for soldiers.
As a vet, me seeing soldiers on the floor while congressmen and women walk through and they just sleeping and stuff on the floor, it bothers me. Like my soldier tick start coming back. But then I realized that, like, you know, whoever this unit is, they have a shitty supply sergeant, because that should have been number one on
They
the
have a
list.
shitty ops.
Yeah,
okay,
shitty ops.
Commander,
Yeah.
first sergeant, like battalion, brigade,
Yeah.
all over. As an active duty soldier, that's trash. My soldier's not
You're
sleeping
supposed
on
to
the
make
floor.
sure
You
that
crazy.
soldiers has a place to
You're
sleep
supposed to feed and
a place
sleep.
to shit. And I know they ain't using the Senate's bathroom and shit. So I didn't see that one porta john either. So, like, what's happening?
It's probably
What's
it's probably like really uncomfortable for their soldiers, and
Yeah.
I just feel like at this point it's like, because I've even watched the news. Of course, I stay watching the news, but like there's not even magazines in their weapons. Like at this point, it's just a show of force, and I get having a show of force because I actually think that that's very effective in like an effective deterrent, that you don't actually have to use like real force on, or like, you know, affect real lives. But at the same time, I just feel like they're doing too much, and it's at the detriment of the soldiers, and I'm not here for it.
Yeah. But anyways,
interesting.
there's a virtual inauguration.
I'm very excited.
Eh.
I'm extremely excited. Lady Gaga's supposed to be there. Jennifer Lopez gonna come twerk some real quick.
Whoa, hold on.
Um,
I thought this was a presidential
He's
inauguration.
saying no,
not
so
a
he's
football
gonna make it
game.
star-studded. He said he's gonna make it star-studded. All the stars gonna be there. They're gonna be
Really?
Yes. It's
So
gonna
he's
be
like a
place
people's
to be.
president. Like he's
That's the
like,
verbiage he
American.
used, star-studded.
He said that's what he said. Star-studded. Okay, get dressed, get to the couch, put your TV on.
Like, put on a fit to watch it on TV.
Absolutely.
I'm here for that. I like that. I'm getting dripped out still on the
I'll be
couch.
honest, I haven't watched any inaugurations, even though I do vote. I haven't watched any of them, so I really don't care. I do think that a lot of it is just all political theater. It's just to show that, like, you know, I'm that much more better than you. But that's.
I mean, I feel like the whole like popularity and your image is like half the battle when it's like coming to a president. Because I mean, you know, like we all know here, realistically, Obama wasn't an amazing president. However,
he was
because
okay,
because he presented himself as like, you know, such a great person, like he has such a popular public opinion, and Trump is the exact opposite of that. Even though Trump's not a great president either, he's such an ass, and he says so much BS and has done so much like just idiotic stuff.
Right.
It's like
Exactly.
even his
wanna
own
dive
cabinet
into that.
members and like other Republicans are turning against him at this point.
I mean, they were never really for him. What they did not realize is that there is, as much as I would hate to say this, there are perceived disenfranchised white folk, right? And I say white folk because I'm not lumping them in like all together. Just like I want black people to be separated, I'm going to separate them. But they genuinely feel like this is my country and nobody listens to me and I have rights and all that.
Yeah.
So they did not know, because at the end of the day, like 78 million people voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
They didn't just disappear. Like Thanos didn't snap his fingers like, what the fuck? They still gonna be here after the inauguration. So it's like, that is why people don't talk about that. That is the only reason why they were ever loyal to him to begin with, because his numbers, when he shows up somewhere and endorses a senator during their race, or you know, a congressman in their race, they win. Period.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cult. It's genuinely a cult.
Well,
It's a fact.
but what has he actually done that signifies?
Paid me more money.
Okay, so he's paid you more money, but other than increase the wage gap, whether it be between men and women, whether it be between
Service members.
white and blacks, you know, you're naming one thing out of something that in theory should support 330 million
Facts.
Americans.
Facts.
You know, I not that no good things come from Trump, because that would be a lie to say. But I do think that when we look at the success of the country or the improvements that go around the country, one, it's not all Trump,
Facts.
and two,
Of course not.
it's not all Trump, and two, you know, there hasn't been enough of them to actually say, hey, my life is genuinely better. I do think that a lot of it has to do with the individual proving them, getting themselves into a better situation. But we all know that no one can do it by themselves, and neither can Trump. So when I look at the successes or the failures of this administration, I look at who's in Congress, who's in the House, and who's in the Senate.
Yeah, 100%.
And of course the judicial system. But I do feel like there's not enough understanding of that process for the most common folks of America, for them to actually realize that it's not just Trump doing it, or it's not just Obama that was doing it for his 8 years. There's a lot more that goes into play. I mean, there's a reason why we have to get our asses up every 2 years to go vote. Whether it be for the Senate majority, or for the Senate or the Congress, or every 4 years for the presidency. There is enough or local. Yep, there's enough things that happen in our community right outside our doors that actually impact our lives. So when we, for you as a federal employee, yes, you saw an increase for yourself.
I mean, it wasn't just in wages. So like when I went to Fort Jackson for training, under, it wasn't Obama, but you know what I'm saying, under who he put in place to set certain guidelines, there was like a crazy, like a 30, or I think it was in the 20th percentile gap on per diem for soldiers that were in TRADOC. So what people don't know is when a soldier goes to TRADOC, you're going to training and they're providing for you, but you got a whole ass family back home that's still eating, still living, still going to school. So now you're cutting into their funds and you're taking away from the family, all because the military said that I had to go to school. So what Donald Trump did when he came in is that we stayed at the same per diem the entire time. So I didn't essentially take food out of my family's mouth because I had to train. So I'm not saying that to say that, oh my God, Donald Trump isn't great. I'm saying that to say, like, just like you said, to your point, all bad things didn't just come from Trump, or he didn't do all good things.
No, but that's exactly my point. Because of how much of a prick he is, people feel like that it's only negative with him. And while, I don't think you're going to find any Trump supporters here, I think we can all admit that, he's not, I don't want to say as bad because he is as bad, but he's not, like, the Trump administration wasn't all bad in terms of like what they did during his term. That being said, I'm glad he's out. But
that goes back into just the numbers of probability. Nothing is ever all bad or good.
Yeah.
But to say that his presidency had more positive outcomes than negative outcomes, I think I could provide a pretty good argument for that with examples and show that like there's been a lot more negative results in his presidency than there have been positive. And I would also probably try to argue that same fact with Obama. Because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm just saying that because it's Trump. Because it has very little to do with Trump. I think a lot of the problems that we have in our political system today is because we have people that are not actually working Americans. And I say that with an asterisk because they're usually very old, very rich, very white, and it's a male dominated majority. I think if it actually looked like a true representation of the country, it would be more or less maybe upper middle class Americans. I would like to see, regardless of gender or race. I would like to see a lot more people around my financial situation that could understand how hard it is for anyone to catch an opportunity or a break to then find a better decent job, because when you're in the hole you're constantly struggling to get out of it. And I say that as a 31-year-old who felt like he struggled from 17 up until just recently.
Right. I remember we sat there. Remember when we sat at Disney, like in Disney World, we took AJ for his birthday, and we were sitting outside of a Hooters, and I remember trying to make a plan. Like, I think you guys were with us at the time. Like, you guys were living at the house, but him and I were like, okay, like shit, that shit's kind of looking crazy. Yeah. Let's try to plan financially. Like, what does it really realistically look for us?
Yeah.
And when we sat in that car just waiting on our food to go, we came to two conclusions. One, we're never getting out of the hole. Like, realistically, I'm not talking about like, outstanding circumstances. Maybe somebody broke us off like 100 grand or something crazy like that. I'm talking about realistically on our incomes, me making $14.50 or $14.75.
Continue to work at the same jobs that we were doing.
Exactly. Like, we just wouldn't, and with the debt that we had.
Yeah. And this is before you decided to re-up.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So we're just like, we're never going to get out of the hole. Or I think what did we say? like I think like it was more than like 15 years, and that's not even saying, oh, we're saving for retirement. That's to say that we would not even necessarily be at zero, because we would just be okay, like barely.
Mm-hmm.
And that was crazy to me. We're talking about people that get up and go to work every day, that can legitimately say, and it wasn't even the additional stress of taking care of, you know, more than just our family unit. If it was just him and I, our bills would have been the same. When you take in other people, it's really just utilities, like you're fluctuating with, mostly food, water, electricity. So whether you guys were with us or not, we were still going to be paying a $1,200 mortgage.
Yeah,
like it would still been the same. So
yeah, I could see how there's how because I can't think of a politician that would represent that situation. That would represent the interest of someone in that situation.
AOC would be the closest, but there's not enough of her around.
She played Among Us on Twitch. That's all I know.
No, but AOC, because he's being serious.
Yeah.
Like she was running and
She
working as a
understands.
bartender and like barely. Like,
Does she really? Is she really like a representative of common people?
I don't think she's
Well,
a
I think
representative.
she
What I'm
could-
saying
you
is
could
that
classify her as
she
one.
knows when she's like, okay, I am college educated. That means that I'm supposed to be prestigious or demand a certain salary, but I bartend to bridge the gap because I cannot afford to live. I'm not talking about afford a Tesla. I'm not talking about going out and buying a house. I cannot afford myself as I currently am right now.
Yeah, and depending on who you talk to, they'll look at that and say, "Well, that's your fault." And and you know, it's something that to me, it like that instant the win she just made, I get like that too, because it's not just my fault. You know,
If it was that easy, there wouldn't be any middle class or poor. If
Exactly.
it was just, try hard and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, it's not a
there's
not
be
that
way more
easy,
millionaires. There'll be
like-
way more
It's not.
billionaires.
I've done
Yeah.
the 2-job thing. I've done, you know what I'm saying? And then keep in mind that I feel like you and I and our friends are the exceptions and never the rule, because most of my friends are single moms. We've never not been in a 2-income household, and it still ain't never been enough.
Yeah. Like even now, like I do feel like we have enough and we're okay. Like
Yeah.
we're able to save, we're able to do certain things, invest in stock markets now. But it took a long time to get to this point. You know, I
It
think
took some drastic ass changes.
yeah. You know, I mean, we had to move cross country.
Yeah.
You know, to make that happen. You know, re-up in a situation that you know, ideally we both said, that's not for
probably
us.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you re-up and you went from National Guard to the Reserve because that state component of the military is so
Hard.
drastic, so different that it just we didn't see the benefit of going back to the National Guard. You went through the Reserve component. And even now, you know, like you just what was it, last night, the night before that, I was contemplating with myself, figuring out whether or not I wanted to go back in the military. You know, putting in the effort to lose the weight and keep it off and be able to run the 2 miles in a necessary time limit, just to have that stability. Because even now, I feel like I don't have control. You know,
At your current job?
not my current job, just in life. I feel like I don't have control in my life, and I know that sounds crazy to say, because
To go into
What
the
does
military.
what does the military?
well, the military for me always provided some type of structure, whether it was mentally, physically. It just provided me with some kind of grounded base. Now I feel like as I'm making my own decisions and I'm doing things on my own, I realize that my decisions, they, you know, it goes back to that selfish nature. They benefit me, but they don't benefit other people, and I'm always torn in between. You know, is it just for me, or is it for other people?
Right.
And when I find myself on, you know, with my back against the wall, and I feel like it's for me, that's when I feel out of control, because I feel like that's when I will continue that selfishness, and then next thing I know, I'm at the extreme end of selfishness. You know, because I look at myself as an extreme person. So when I make a decision, it's not because, you know, I just wanted to do it in that moment. It's because I felt like if it just felt that good for me to make that decision, I want to do it again and again and again. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like for me to want to feel like I needed some type of structure that the military provided to me, for me, you know, back when I was, you know, 20, 21, 22, it just, I don't know. I just felt like out of control.
Sounds like brainwashing. It's a little scary.
Well,
That's really scary.
I think if you were to talk to any other active service member, when you think about it, at its core, it is a sense of brainwash.
It is.
Because you're asking not to put yourself in front of not just your family, friends, but people that you don't know. Yeah, but the idea and the concept of country, and we all, I think if you ask us individually, we all feel like the country could absolutely be way better than its current state. No matter how you look at it.
If you do some messed up stuff overseas to some soldiers, I'm in my feelings. I want to go over there. I want to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is extremely irrational.
Yeah. Yeah, but for me, I've been battling, this sense of not having control, and it's more of an emotional battle because, like you said, I get up every day, I go to work, I'm able to make changes, and I can see the fruits of my labor at work. I can see the accomplishments that I've made at work. But when I'm outside of work, I instantly feel like not in control. I instantly feel like I'm trapped, and a lot of it could be from the chain of events that has happened. Because it's like I don't think
within
about
the last few months.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to say that I think about it often or I think about it every day or anything else, but that feeling of not being able to help, or the feeling that I had of making a decision not to help in certain ways, it does tear at me, and that's when the in control comes out, because it's like, yeah, I made a conscious decision not to interact in that current situation, because I needed my own mental stability in that and all that. At the same time, I don't want to allow myself to avoid a situation like that again. So for me, it's like, it's not that particular situation. It's just the choices around that situation that make me feel like, I made a choice thinking I was in control. Now I'm here. I'm in a position now to where I feel like I'm completely out of control.
Do you feel like you need to have structure and be in control? Do you feel like it's a necessity in your life and you can't live not in control?
I don't want to live in control. I don't want to live with someone else having control over me. I don't want to live having the idea that someone else can dictate how I feel or what I do in that moment.
But who is that?
Yeah, because that would be the military.
Then that's what I've been struggling with, because in
that.
reality,
I hate that about the
there is no boogeyman for me. Like, there is nobody that I feel like is directly trying to control my life or anything like that. But I still can't help and shake this feeling that I'm not in control.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I get what you're saying.
So I go back. I've been battling with it for a couple weeks now, and now I'm at a point to where I'm like, all right, I need to get some kind of structure. So that's why I was like, all right, just me gearing my mind up to say, all right, I'm going to start training. I'm going to start trying to get in shape. That already provides structure. You know what I'm saying? That might be enough just to get me through and get rid of the feeling. But for me, it's like, I don't even know if that's enough. Maybe I do need to do all this just so I can get back into that environment where I can start to see the fruits of my labor on a personal aspect. Because I feel like a lot of my success and a lot of my good character traits,
it's tied to work.
It's tied to the military too.
Yeah.
There's certain decisions that were made for me, or that I've made while in the service, where it really defined, how I would interact with people for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I now that I feel like I'm not in control, I feel like I need to go back to that day zero feeling.
That is terrifying.
Well, your bait
I'm
news
sorry to hear
is
that.
absolute
trash.
Yeah, your bait news is trash. It's supposed to be lighthearted. What the F?
You're right.
So okay.
Oh shit, that was the bait news?
Well,
Crazy.
no,
God,
that-
oh, no, it was
with
a presidential thing.
inauguration.
Yeah, that was a
Wow,
spinoff
that
of
spiraled. Oh
of
my
the-
god.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, trash. All right, so the first thing.
Wait, time out. So that was 1/3 of bait news. The second part was supposed to be Jasmine Sullivan's reveal.
No.
And the second thing was the COVID vaccination.
No.
But the COVID vaccine, but
No, we ain't doing that.
We-
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We're gonna do. We ain't doing that.
My
All right.
bad.
So we gonna.
I thought I could be vulnerable here.
Nah.
No, you can't. That was good. I think that was
Well,
good.
how you gonna take over my situation?
Oh, my
Me.
bad,
All
my
right.
bad.
So, all right, YFN Lucci is in jail, and the charge is murder.
Is he your blood?
Wow.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We're gonna
Hey,
move on from
Free
that.
my dog. Free my dog.
No, definitely no.
Hey, keep these niggas, bro.
And then there's Donald Trump says he does not want to pay Rudy Giuliani. How you feel about that?
I don't care.
That's a fact. Like, he actually said that. That's a real
That
thing.
is funny.
Who's Rudy Giuliani?
Pay him.
It's supposed to be the
It's supposed to be
president's
his lawyer.
his personal lawyer.
But he don't
and-
wanna do it.
And supposedly there's supposed to be an investigation where Giuliani's going to get barred from the state of New York for practicing law. And since then, it's been, I ain't paying him no more.
Oh my.
Yeah, so they told him not to pay him. And then the last thing that I wanted to say is Plies went and got chicles in his mouth. All right, so that's three
What is
topics.
chiclets?
New teeth, but the teeth is
Okay.
mad big. Like
Plies have permanent gold
he
teeth.
got
big,
chiclets.
fat ass
Yeah.
one?
No, he
Oh.
does. It's not
Don't
that
worry
bad.
about it.
It's
Don't
not.
worry
No,
about
it
Don't
looks
worry
bad.
about it, sweetie.
A lot of
No,
rappers
no,
do that.
No. Plies' mouth looks great,
Look at
better
this.
than what it ever did before.
Look at this.
It doesn't
Oh,
look
so
bad.
It don't look that
Yeah,
bad.
it,
You're
it,
tripping.
it don't look bad at
Tripping.
all.
It don't
No,
look
you
that
tripping.
bad.
It don't look bad at
Shamar.
all. Listen, okay, so
Okay, so
So-
that's new teeth or something?
it's new
good.
teeth. So you guys know how permanent golds work?
Yeah.
They have to file down your teeth into almost nothing and then put the permanents on. And
What does that mean, file down?
they have to
They
file
literally
down to where
file
it looks
your
your
teeth
teeth
down.
down until like where it's
Like,
like
you know, a
these
nail
little-
file, how you file your nails?
Okay.
They file
Yeah.
your teeth until like they're almost nothing, and then they put the caps, the gold caps on them. And he's always had gold teeth. Like I can't imagine Plies
Neither
without
can I.
gold
Yeah.
teeth. Like in fact, when I saw that picture, I was like, "This ain't Plies. Who the fuck is this guy on Plies' Instagram?"
Yeah.
And it's Plies. But now he's like, all right, I gotta, he got rid of the golds, and he got himself probably veneers or whatever, whatever the case.
Like veneers.
And I personally think they look great. You know, it's nice to see it.
That's
Fly,
dope.
you know,
Boo.
hey, he's older. He can't be 20 forever.
Okay, what I want to talk about is, so fuck that Giuliani, go to hell. But I do want to talk about YFN Lucci. He definitely shouldn't be freed. He's definitely in jail for murder. I don't think he actually murdered, but I think the conversation around that should be when dudes from the hood, like the actual hood, like a King Von or like a Pop Smoke,
Lil Uzi Vert, yeah.
him too, Lil Uzi Vert, who else? Like just whomever. I feel like there should be a bigger emphasis on the niggas that come up with them to keep them out of trouble. Because YFN Lucci did not kill anyone. But from what it sounds like, I'm not a detective, you know what I'm saying? Research for yourself.
She doesn't know all what this to be
Alleged.
facts or anything like that. But
Yeah, so this
her
is
personal
all
belief is
alle-
that she don't think that YFN.
No, but what I'm saying is that like when I looked at the police report and I saw the they did like a press release, and it seemed like, if anything, from what the facts are shaping up to be now, allegedly he was driving. And I'm just kind of like,
drive-by type thing?
I don't think he was even. I don't even think he had a weapon. So it's like, at this point, if your homeboy's still gonna be on fuck shit, I don't think I really care. But should there not be an emphasis on keeping the money good? Because Armand and I have that with Laura, and she don't even got money. You know what I'm saying? Where we're like, all right, somebody that, you know what I'm saying, she graduated and she's a lawyer and she has a particular level of prestige, we gonna always keep the money good. But I'm like, why does this not apply to hood shit? Because he's the one that brought y'all up. So why would you have him in a vehicle doing nefarious activities?
Yeah, that's a pretty stupid move. I feel like a lot of artists, like for example, Annalie Choppa, he's like 17 or 18 or something like that. When he was coming up, he always had a gun on him, always had a Draco, always had a stick on him. And then once he kind of got into the mainstream light, I forgot who did it, but somebody kind of put him on game. They was like, yo, can't be seen with the weapons all the time. And now you go through his Instagram, no weapons anymore, all that stuff. So luckily while he's still young, he had someone to kind of get him off that stuff.
Exactly.
And I feel like a lot of artists should do like that stuff with King. But I think the King Von situation kind of different because King Von never, like, he made it. The reason why he made it is because his street stuff was real. And I feel like if he would have made it and then just hopped out the streets, I feel like, as toxic as it sounds, he would have got clowned like really bad for that.
He would have gotten clowned because I feel like a part of his appeal was the fact that he was a real gangster.
Exactly.
But please believe me, I feel like that's a whole another conversation for another day, that the labels are targeting these young men in the hood. But they used to be First of all, if you look at Dr. Dre's old photos, he was like in a mariachi band or something crazy like that. Like none of these dudes were real. Ice Cube went to private school. He wasn't a gangster. Now they're going into these hoods, these low income low-income housing places
It's
and finding
easy.
people with talent.
What
And
they
it's
do
like,
is they take these little hood kids with talent, right? They dangle. That sounds so weird. They dangle like a little deal in front of them, a couple million, couple 100,000, a little deal there, and it's like, okay, I'm like a 17-year-old kid from the hood who never had shit. Why would I turn that down? They take the deal, and then they get fucked by their label. NBA YoungBoy right now, he's getting fucked by his label.
yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Like these little, like they find these hood rat kids and bring them out.
But then NBA YoungBoy is still also always in the news for being actually in trouble. You know what I'm saying? If you ever hope to get out of these 360s, these predatory contracts, you got to stay out of jail. And to find out that this motherfucker, now all of this is alleged that he was just in a fucking car. Are you crazy?
I mean,
He's the money.
what do you expect? Like, I
But
mean,
he's the money.
you take someone who
never.
never had shit and give him shit. You expect him to just all of a sudden just do a 180?
I think circumstances and context mean everything. You know, especially like this. Like you said, you're giving someone who has been struggling or just barely surviving. You know, in their circumstances, and you're saying, hey, here's all this money. What do you think they're gonna do? All they know is how to survive.
Think about it.
So now he
The
on the
label
hook for
found
double
them.
murder.
The label found them because they were on that fuck shit, and now they're like, okay, well, if I keep doing fuck shit, I'll get more money.
Yeah.
And then eventually they get burnt.
That's a big burn because it's
It
like,
is.
okay, I think that, you know, Wife and Lucci has so many resources in order to get him a great legal team, and, you know, they will give him the best charges. Or the best chances of getting off of these charges. But when I read, you know, articles about what seems to be shaping up as to what happened, and I'm like, yo, your homeboys really let you get in a car, like, to do nefarious stuff when you the only one bringing in millions of dollars to the clique? Because these dudes, these hangers on, they literally survive based off of Lucci.
Yeah.
If you gonna pop somebody, why is the money in the car?
Yeah, they're on his payroll. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
It's like, you know, Lucci not gonna say no necessarily because these dudes did dirt in the street. They continue to do dirt in the street, and I don't know. I am not God, and I can't say what's right or what's wrong. But what I can say is, why the hell is the money in the car? Now he popped, and if you think that these officers that a lot of the times are really jealous of these hood kids that were able to make it out of the hood in a real way, if you think they're not going to throw everything at him that sticks and bury him for 40 years for being in a car.
It's not officers. It's not officers. It's the prosecution. It's these DAs and these lawyers that
just the whole legal system in general.
Yeah.
All of it, from the cops to the lawyers.
Well,
to
no,
the
because I think it's important to start labeling the different aspects of the justice system, because in order to, like, everyone focuses so much on just the
cops.
The foot on boot, the boots on the ground aspect of it, that they forget that there's an entire team dedicated to proving or not proving, you know, facts.
That's true.
And that means a lot. And then you have another team that is just there to give their opinions on whether or not those facts are real or not, which is the judges and the juries and shit like that. So, you know, when you say things like cops are throwing everything at them, no, you need to you know, back that up and say no, it's the lawyers and prosecutions and the DAs and everyone else involved.
It's the
trying
cops
to throw everything out, and the cops are just
antagonize
providing
them and
it.
round them
And
up.
that they do antagonize him.
You see how often
the
the baby gets harassed by cops
all the time.
They on his ass 24/7. He ain't doing nothing most of the time.
Most
that
of the
nigga
time
just be
he
chilling, bro.
doesn't do anything, but they harass him, and then that's why, like, the question still remains: when you, if I'm the baby's homeboy, and we came up on the street doing fuck shit, you're not touching fuck shit no more. Okay, you gonna be in the studio. I mean, all right, fuck bitches
I
or
wouldn't
whatever.
put that on.
But how
friends.
hard?
Like that? That's supposed to be everybody's. But I mean,
But at the end of the day, it's our entertainment. Like, let's be real, it's our entertainment. Like,
But,
go
like,
under
if
one of these
you're
rappers'
selling
comments right now of them flashing guns and shit, and nobody's gonna be like, bro, put those away. Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, stick talk, nigga. Like, it's our entertainment. Like, we're gonna
But the
continue
thing
to
is
push
that, do you guys know what the mental health look like? Like, I know everybody's like, oh my god,
probably
that baby
atrocious.
song, like, Brandy Lamborghini song, and kind of. Did you hear what he said? He wakes up like he got the flu. Like, you don't just kill people and just get up. A lot of these rappers, they talk about, like, seeing the people that they've
Bro,
done
the trenches
things
is
to
traumatizing.
as hell.
The hood is a war zone for
There's
real.
like hood PTSD, so it's like, I don't know. Like I said, my firm opinion on this is, yes, it takes more than just the friends, but at the end of the day, it's like,
oh, that's me.
Is it you?
Yeah, it's definitely my fault.
Trash. gosh, bro. So it's like, I don't know. I think personally, like, Shamar's opinion is different. That, hey, it's everybody's responsibility. We done got a little money now. We done came up. We don't got to be in the streets no more. I know that doesn't really necessarily work.
I guess it gives them a thrill, or they got something to prove, or whatever.
I feel like it's more like it's something to prove. It's not really a thrill. Like I said,
because they don't want to be there. Bro, that's what we gas up. Look at, I mean, again, King Von blew up because he was talking about that shit, and that's what people.
And literally, his girlfriend said, "Please don't talk to me unless you've killed 3 people."
Like, we glorify that shit. So I mean, are you really surprised when these rappers come up and they still do it even though they got the money now?
I think it's definitely something to prove. I think it's less about the thrill because that stuff is traumatic and it's scary, and I don't think they want to be doing it. It's muscle memory. Mm-hmm. But then I think, 2, it's definitely feeling like you got something to prove because there's always a younger, crazier motherfucker right behind you. Yeah. And you got to keep the facade, or you got to keep... Because I wish it was a facade like back in the day, because like I said, Ice Cube went to public school. Yeah. These rap people nowadays,
it's more lucrative to just grab a little hood right off the street, put some diamonds on his neck, that'll make you a few million, then he gets burnt out.
Well, I guess you could say it's also our fault for the people who actually entertain them.
It's our entertainment. Music is our entertainment. That's what we do.
Well, that's part of the problem, right? It's the issue that life is starting to imitate as art, and it's not.
They're intertwining now.
Yeah, it's too much of it. I do think that again, we go back to circumstances and opportunities. You're talking about people that don't have the know-hows and the opportunities as others, so they turn to that lifestyle that they don't have a choice but to indulge and survive in. Yeah. And then you have these record labels that say, oh, this is what the kids that don't know nothing about it want to hear. And you're right, it's a vicious cycle. It's just never ending.
It is, because
but I do think that
the kids in the suburbs that
just gas that shit up.
But it's not just kids in the suburbs. It's kids. No, it's everywhere. But hip hop is one of the most popular. It is the most popular genre out in the world right now.
By far,
it's not just kids in the suburbs anymore. This is majority of the people that push and elevate hip hop that just want to hear it. Yeah. And it's like I mean, you guys hear what I listen to. I'm always on Griselda and a couple other things. All they talk about is guns and shit like that. I'm not part of that. I don't represent that. I don't want anything to do with that kind of stuff. But I love that kind of music. I love that shit.
It makes you feel hard, bro.
It doesn't make me feel like it doesn't make me feel hard. But I appreciate the art form of them able to take aspects of life, whether they really lived it or not, and putting it on a way that I can easily understand and hear it and hear a story be told in a different aspect.
Yeah. I don't like it because I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't like they flows, but except for West Side Gun, that nigga's crazy. He's raw. But the rest of them niggas,
the fact that all you heard was that part of it, because I was just using them as an example.
No, I know what you're talking about, though. I hear you.
So we took, so I guess like taking roll call, Rudy Giuliani, go to hell. Who was the second one?
That lawyer that ain't getting paid?
No, that's Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, that's Rudy, okay.
Yeah, and then, so we talked about YFN Lucci, and then there was something else.
I forgot what that was. Oh, yeah, vaccine. Oh, no, that was yours.
No, that was his idea.
Wait,
I don't remember what yours was.
She said YFN Lucci.
I don't remember who the last one was.
Oh, Plies.
Plies, your teeth is wonderful, bro.
Like
keep pushing, bro. Keep pushing.
Jasmine something.
No, that's his. I don't want to talk about
Who's Jasmine?
So Jasmine Sullivan, she is probably notoriously known for busting out her ex's windows and keying his car, and burning his clothes and shit. She makes toxic music for women, and
toxic.
They love it.
She's so problematic. I love it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. So she actually just released an EP, and it's phenomenal.
I think it's called Ho something.
Ho?
Literally Ho. Like, Ho, why is you here? Like that.
Well, she released an album. She released it on Joe Budden podcast, and I think his Wednesday podcast. And they asked about where she pulling her inspiration from, or if she's still pulling the inspiration from her past. And she mentioned that no, she's in a good spot now. The one thing that it took a while to come out again too. Like it's been like a few years since people heard her, and she's saying that one of the things that people don't know about me is that I was in a very abusive relationship.
Yeah, she told us.
And yeah. So I mean, we kind of knew that too, based on her music, but like she finally confirmed it. So that's been the topic of conversation, and not that I want to talk about domestic violence. because it's something that well,
I think it's a pretty easy topic to say it's wrong.
yeah.
I don't think there's much argument there.
It's
not. Continue. Continue.
I wanted to talk. I wanted to relate that back into the subject of, because this podcast is originally talking about relationships with family, but talk about narcissistic people and their tendencies, because a lot of
is that how you run on it?
Yeah, because a lot of things about domestic violence and things like that is the manipulation factor of the abuser.
The only factor, because it's the only way that they can keep the person in the situation.
Yes, and the manipulation and they always tend to have a like no, you're supposed to be about me. Anything else about me, anything else that's not about me, I'm gonna whip your ass kind of deal.
Or I'm gaslighting you. It's not really like that. So it's not really like punishment, right? So it's like
So I hear the term gaslighting thrown around a lot, and I don't know what it means.
Okay, so for example, I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
I have somebody that's adjacent to me, and they have somebody that's doing terrible things to them. The things include
You don't have to.
not helping the person like financially at all. It also includes the person saying very negative things to the person all the time. It also includes the person isolating said person from anyone that is close to the person, and also harming the person not just physically but also emotionally, like money wise.
Fiscally, like money, or
money?
did you say physically wrong?
I said fiscally.
Okay.
So the issue is, I know what I said and all of that is bad, right? And you're like, oh, I can discern that's bad. It sounds terrible. However, the person believes that the person that's being abused believes I'm selfish. I'm not doing things correctly, because the person presents as if the person cries a lot and says, oh my God, look at the things you're doing to me. You're so selfish.
The abuser?
The abuser. You're so selfish, and all I do is try to help
victim
you.
Blaming. Okay.
No, not victim blaming. The person makes themselves the victim, because then they're like, you're the selfish one. Look at all the things that I've given up for you. So now where she has valid feelings that's happening to her, the other person's like, nah, bruh, it's actually me. None of this happened to you. So it's somebody trying to convince you that what you feel or what has transpired isn't real. It could be based in facts. It could be like okay, the sky isn't blue. That could be gaslighting you, because I know you feel like that sounds crazy, right? Like the sky definitely blue. You're tripping. But imagine if you heard that nonstop, relentlessly by everyone. Would you start to question if the sky was blue?
Okay, I guess I can see that.
Gaslighting.
It's a way for abusers to manipulate and make themselves out to be the victim when and truly they're not the victim at all. In
all abusive relationships, if you were to ask the actual victim, what society looking outside in to the victim will typically name the abuser as the victim in that situation. They will probably 10 times out of 10. And even when Brianna did that interview and she was like, oh, look at Chris's life and his life is so bad. Like, look at all these negative things that has happened to him. What she means is accountability. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But to her, it's like, oh my God, look what happened to him. And it happened to him because of me. Not because he punched me in my goddamn head, but because of something that my actions inflicted upon him, when it was really his actions. I know it sounds all twisty and crazy, but that's how abusive relationships be.
I said something stupid that made him want to punch me, and that was all my fault.
And it's all my fault because it sounds crazy to you because bad. You're like in a good headspace. But if somebody isolates you from everything and everyone that you gonna stop believing.
That is bad. Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted, because a lot of that sounds narcissistic in nature.
It is.
And so that's how I wanted to tie in. I don't want to speak about Jasmine Sullivan and her abusive relationship, because she didn't really give any details except for the fact that she was in one and she's out of it now. But but narcissism and narcissistic people and their tendencies, I feel like we've probably all experienced it in one way or the other. When it comes to our different relationships and with our family and friends and things like that.
Even at work.
At work. So that's what I wanted to talk about. And narcissists, it's actually called narcissistic personality disorder, NPD.
I know it well.
And for me, I feel like it's been a little bit of a buzzword, but that's because, again, Shauna listens to a lot of crime stories.
And I listen to a lot of mental health, behavioral health doctors.
Yeah.
And just
and
trying to
they
put
speak
people
about it a
behind
lot. So I feel like it's been, and me working in the medical field too. I just feel like narcissism has been, or narcissistic personality disorder has been a rather buzzword.
It's used frequently, but it's not.
So is it considered narcissistic personality disorder once it
No, it's always
harms
narcissistic.
people?
No. It's and then that's the misconception. So then that's why I had kind of mentioned this to Armand, because we see narcissists in like a criminal, right?
Okay.
So somebody that's narcissistic could be a serial killer. They could rob a bank, or just be genuinely harmful to society. So we lock them away.
Okay.
A person does not need to do any of those things to have narcissistic personality disorder, right? Narcissists are dangerous, but danger presents in different ways, right? The doctor that I was watching, Dr. Grande, what he was saying was kind of like, he was explaining Donald Trump. He's not diagnosing Donald Trump. Don't worry, anybody getting diagnosed. But he was saying this is what is likely happening, or he thinks is likely happening from his perception, right?
Yeah.
So he says when you're in a narcissistic relationship, or you're having communication with a narcissistic person, because it doesn't hit you all at once, right? So he's like, have you ever have a person in your life that you're just like, oh, they're just like super, like, like boisterous, or they're just like super it's not, if an introvert, no. So whatever the opposite of an introvert is, that got it. So like they're just like have like the biggest personality, whatever. You think that they're just larger than life social butterflies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how you perceive a narcissistic person at first. When you get closer to the narcissistic person, it's kind of like the sun, right? So you get a little closer to them. They kind of start warping morality. So something is wrong, but they kind of convince you not so much. Starts very small. So you do a few things that you're like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. But then you're like, oh, maybe not. Then you get closer to them, and then he put it to like a cop and a sergeant, where he's like, okay, he told you don't worry about the paperwork, you know what I'm saying, or don't worry about filling out the report legibly and with as much information as possible. That's the company guidelines, but don't worry about it. We don't really take it that serious around here. You think nothing of it. It's just a paper. It's not that deep. Then he says, oh, it's okay to charge this person with something extra because they probably would have done it anyways, or pull this person over if you don't have probable cause because they look like they're doing something anyways. And you do it because for the most part, when you pull the person over, they're doing something nefarious. So you explain that away in yourself, right? So like they start warping what's real and what's like good and bad. So then you continue to do that, and then it just goes straight to, or typically by the time you realize that this person is narcissistic or you're in danger, you're already like too far.
And this is just how they naturally are. This is not like
Natural,
planned.
for the most part.
Well, she's talking about the very extreme cases of it. I kind of want to speak about the more simpler version of it, because I feel like not that we have narcissistic people, or not that we have family members that have narcissistic personality disorder, but the idea of narcissism in general, which is excessive need for admiration, disregard for others' feelings, the inability to handle any criticism, a sense of entitlement, lack of empathy for others, inflated sense of importance, and perpetually troubled relationships.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of that, especially that last part, perpetually troubled relationships.
Yeah, she checked a lot of boxes.
Everybody is a little narcissistic.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody, because you need that in order to be self-motivating.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, a lot of people will argue and say that's confidence, right?
Right.
That's what I was asking.
Where's the line at?
Yeah.
That's
so
where,
I do
that's
think
where
that there's
people,
a clear line of it, and I
people
want to hear.
misinterpret it. That's why That's why the psychologists use that sun like analogy, like. Far enough away, it's confidence.
Yeah.
Far enough away, it's self-motivation.
Or it could be confused for confidence and self-motivation.
Yeah.
But the closer you get to it is where he's talking about that clear line, like, nah, you're tripping. I want to give an example, but I feel like it's too close to our real lives.
It's like,
just don't.
In a way, like once you get closer to the sun, it kind of like heats you up, but then at one point, like, you're on fire, and then it kind of vaporizes you.
Yeah. That's how he was doing it. He and.
So, did you want to talk about like?
Yeah, well, do we think that we've encountered, someone that's probably deeply narcissistic
yeah.
in our own personal lives. And,
I mean, obviously, we're not gonna do no
what,
specifics or names or nothing.
What made you realize, like, what was your oh shit moment? Like, oh shit, this person really don't give a shit about me. Like, they're all really out for self.
Man,
I experienced a narcissist at work.
You want to talk about it? Or you wanna...
Yeah, I want to talk about it.
All right, let's do it.
So when this person first started, I explained it away for several reasons. I thought they were just all the things that you think, confidence and all the things that we just spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started off with doing things that I was just like, oh, I don't really like that. I don't really like that. But okay. You know what I'm saying? Or me saying, well, that's your opinion. And being like, well, I can't have your opinion, so that's okay if you have a different one than me. Mm-hmm. So, okay, explain that away. Then it started to progressively get worse. Then it started to really impact the team. That's when I realized that the person had consistent troubled relationships with others. Mm-hmm. And usually they can even mask this as putting in the aspect of a boogeyman.
You mean? In
the workplace. So the quickest way to mess up a team is by separating people, which is how abusers typically get. So this person will separate this person from here, and it starts off by communicating with one person more than another person constantly. Mm-hmm. Doing it enough for the other person to see, because usually humans have learned behavior, kind of like if you see somebody running, you're gonna run.
Yeah.
So if you make that person feel alienated, they will begin to act alienated. Mm-hmm. And then all you got to do is switch it, do it again somewhere else. Switch it, do it again somewhere else.
Slowly breaks apart the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, that's gross. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little gross, man.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Did you want to?
No. Well, I wanted to hear y'all thoughts about it.
Go ahead, Shamar. Who's your narcissist in your life? Is it me?
Hmm? So you want
you don't have to say anything specific, just in general.
Yeah,
give very vague and general details.
Please.
Well, I mean,
please.
I might get deeper from honest with Joe.
When you started describing it, it started to sound like I've seen it before, but
it's not me. Right?
I don't even think I really understood it until very recent, very.
It's not me, right?
It's definitely Victor.
That's crazy.
Well, you know what? It's funny because I think collectively we all can make that joke about you. Because,
God.
Hear me out.
No,
hear me out.
No.
I just be trying to chill.
Hear me out. Right. Because I did the same thing. I did the same. Yo, it's Vic. Yo, Vic is such a narcissist because you always make those jokes, but in reality you're not, right? Because there's no selfish intent to make yourself be better than anyone. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I've always experienced it. It's like this person just constantly or consistently makes any and everything about them.
And Victor is not.
Yeah,
that's why
the
clear. That's why it's I completely disagree. It's a clear distinction.
You're not that.
You're just I'm out here on the ledge.
Yeah. Well,
y'all can be on the ledge, but I really don't give a fuck if y'all on the ledge because I'm on the ledge and I'm straight.
But that goes back to the difference between confidence and narcissist. Because you'll hear narcissistic someone that's oh that person's a narcissist, and everyone will make it seem like they're just so about themselves, and it's deeper than that. It's different. It's not deeper. It's just it's different.
It's very different because you for me it's kind of you're.
We cut off Shamar though.
No. Oh.
We didn't even let him tell his story at all.
My bad.
Go ahead.
We rude.
I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes y'all be talking. And I'm thinking about something in my head, and I just start thinking about something else. Bro,
you can interrupt. You can be like, "Hold on, let me speak."
And then I'll just think about something I'm about to do later, and then I won't pay attention for 40 seconds, and I'll be like, "Damn, I need to start listening."
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off like that. Go ahead, bro.
I basically was saying that when she started to explain that narcissism and gaslighting, then I could picture someone in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I know who you're talking about.
But I mean,
it wasn't
until really, really recently where
separation makes a difference.
I kind of told her I mean, because one of my friends they know the situation I'm in and they understand it. I've been telling them about it for the last 2 years, and then once I told him what happened recently, I guess he said something that made me feel maybe it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sure.
Separation makes a difference.
Yeah, separation gives you a lot of time to think, reflect on the relationship.
Yeah, buddy. And it's not your fault.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know what it is, but I can just tell it ain't your fault.
It's funny because stalkers usually present themselves, as victims or not really victims, but they present they don't present them like someone doesn't think of stalkers as a narcissist when really, at least by that definition, they kind of are. They become obsessed with someone else, but really they think of themselves as a victim of why that person doesn't want them.
Actually, not really.
From what I've seen, from what I've read, because I read a lot about stalkers specifically, for reasons.
Did you find out you were a stalker?
Yeah.
No, but I thought I had one for a minute. I didn't, but I read a lot about it, and one thing that is commonly believed about stalkers is that they always kind of put themselves on, like, I guess, like, not like a moral high ground, but they believe what they're doing is like for a benefit to the person.
Yep.
They
like
do.
Either to protect them or to keep, or they feel like they're obligated to do it. Like they always justify it.
They justify it.
I would say that's narcissistic.
But it's also ownership.
In nature, yeah.
Like stalkers consider their victims as an extension of themselves. They don't even really, if you really ask a stalker like that, other than being able to rattle off mannerisms, they don't really know their victims.
Yeah.
Because they've already created what they want in their own head about that
but based
person.
on their own needs, like that. To me,
Yeah.
that sounds
Exactly,
like that sounds like
Oh,
that
you're
sounds
right.
like.
That
sounds like
Yeah,
someone
you got that.
that's
You got that
narcissistic.
hard. That's hard. You got that. That's your
I
hard.
say because I don't think she was a stalker, but she was stalker-esque to a point to where like I used to hang out in West Palm Beach a lot, and like I was fresh back from AIT, and I used to hang out in West Palm Beach, and I used to come home and she used to be waiting for me in the parking lot. I wouldn't even know it was there. Like she used to text me. No.
No,
Oh,
bitch,
This is
what are you
before
talking
Shauna.
about?
This is definitely before Shauna.
Okay.
But I used to come home and it'd be like 3, 4 o'clock in the
crazy
morning.
shit.
I literally
I did
go
have
out to
stalker
Denny's.
tendencies, though, I did.
I used to go to Denny's with whoever I was hanging out with, and then go home. And as I'm walking, you remember the apartments at home, Bel Sierra. You have to go through and around.
Big old
and by
hallway,
the time I got to the door in that opening, she'd be standing there, or she'll be, she'll text me. It was like, hey, wait out. You want to hang out? And it'd be like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Creepy as hell.
And that went on for believe it or not, it went on really quick, for 2, 3 weeks. And she had other issues and stuff like that, and that's why I say stalker-like, because I don't think she was a narcissist, and I don't think that she was harmful in a way, at least not to me, to
Shorty
herself,
bust
absolutely.
down now.
To Shorty,
bust down. She look crazy now.
I don't know.
Don't worry, I keep
avoid it.
track of everybody. I know everybody.
Oh wow. Okay.
Everybody.
But I used to think that she was a stalker.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what, you just wait here? You know what I'm saying?
That's
this
weird.
This is early 2008 too. So it's like, ugh. But I used to think for a long time that it's the narcissist in her, because she used to make it seem like, one, she was always the victim, and 2, it's always her fault why something's not happening her way, or it was your fault on why she's feeling the way that she's feeling, and it's like, it was weird. So that's why she was like a stalker light, but not necessarily a true narcissist. But she was always looking for attention. She always had
I thought I was
troubled
a narcissist.
relationships. And she usually didn't give a shit about what other people feeling. Like she never had I remember telling her, I was like, yo, you make me feel like I don't want to hang out with other people. And she's like, oh, that's not my fault. That's your own personal issue. She used to write it off. But really, it's no matter who I was hanging around with, whether she knew them or not, it was always an issue. And she
like
always,
a sociopath kind of.
a little bit.
Probably more of a sociopath, because I remember for the longest time I thought I was a narcissist, and it used to make me cry all the time. And this was maybe 8 years ago. It was a long time. But I thought I was a narcissist, and then I realized I was just damaged.
Wow.
It was
Listen, that realization hurts too.
man, because it's it was something that was really sad, but then I started to try to be deliberate about it, and try to because, for example, I thought I was a narcissist because I used to be yo, Armand does this, he's the reason why I feel the way that I do, it's all his fault. And then I'm just wait, but does that mean I'm a narcissist? Because that's very narcissistic, right? But then I just realized I was damaged, and I had separation issues and anxiety, and I dealt with it, but
I feel like there's a lot of I think when it comes to things like mental health and diagnosing or saying what something is, it's always circumstantial, and it always comes down to the situation at hand. Because a lot of things could be misconstrued as other things. Like just now you were saying, you know, she seemed like the chick you're talking about. She seemed like she was like narcissistic, and it was like, well, maybe she was a sociopath. Like there's a lot of different things,
Yeah,
and then sometimes maybe
Well,
nothing's
bingo.
wrong. Like with her, maybe just has some personal issues she's got to deal with. Like so.
Yeah.
It's always like a case by case. It's a situational thing. It's always context.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think, at least from what I can remember, any type of. It's funny you guys made the whole narcissistic joke about me earlier, because when I think, like, when I legitimately think of like every type of girl that I tried to be like serious with, it always crashed and burned because of me, and I know it was because of me. Just being an asshole. You know, I'm young.
Did you just write it off to being young?
You
Wow.
you
always
remembered
my
you had a
excuse.
6:00 date at 9 p.m. So
Oh, we gonna talk about
I have
it?
not texted her yet. Nah,
you
but-
might as well not even bother now because she didn't text you obviously.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I haven't opened Instagram DMs besides my group chat. So.
Oh my god.
That's fucking insane.
But
No.
yeah, it's always been because of me. So I kind of, I mean, I just feel like, yeah, I'm young. That's my excuse. I'm young. Got a lot of growing up to do.
No.
Yeah.
Well, to your point. I remember in high school, I liked this girl, and you know, her and I guess you could say her and I dated or whatever. I used to walk her home every day on the bus. Like I used to miss my bus on purpose so I could walk her home. It was maybe about like a 25-minute walk. We did that every day for 3 months. But you know what I didn't do in that entire relationship? I've never called her or talked to her outside of school. Never did.
That's tough.
Now, again, I'm thinking
We go together,
I'm good.
girl.
Yeah, like I'm
Girl,
thinking,
we go
we
together.
good. Like I don't.
You
I
We
don't
happy.
do nothing else.
Yeah, like we
watching
we eat at lunch,
see this
we eat
echo
class
shot right
together.
I see you at lunch.
We out here sharing Mexican pizzas home.
Yep.
My jeans is
I
shiny.
thought
I do this for
I
you, girl.
thought
You
I
see
was
these
being a
names
gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
This is all for
never
you.
never talked to her, and it's funny because when she did break up with me, and she started dating someone else, my boy was like, "Yo, you know what?" It was a boy this dude I knew. I was ninth, eighth. I think I was ninth or 10th grade, probably ninth, going into 10th. And this dude pulled me aside. He was a junior at the time. He's like, you know what, dude? Let me tell you what's wrong. And he actually educated me. He's like, dude, you have to talk to people outside of where you see them at. You know, and I never learned that. No one ever taught me that. Ever. No one ever taught me. You have to teach me.
Exactly
You have
like
to
that.
teach me. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Armand is exactly
So
like
this
that.
never thought. Let me tell
Do
you.
you,
so
do
this
you feel sorry for
Yo,
me now,
age
Victor?
or whatever.
Yo, this poor
Do
girl,
you feel
man.
sorry for me now,
She
Victor?
probably thought that I just really didn't like her because who knows? Like who knows what she thought?
That is.
Well, I tell you what. After this, we tried to date again, and I think right before I got with Arroyo, we tried to date again. But this time I talked to her outside of school and things like that, but never tried to make any now I don't know if you remember, but in high school I was always out. I was at the movies. I was everywhere
no
in high
parental
school.
supervision.
I had a job. I had a little bit of money in my pocket, or whatever the case may be. Tell me why I used to post all the time, like on Instagram, on MySpace and all that other bullshit. You know where I'm at,
Still ain't
hanging
even
out
put
with
me
friends.
number
or
one in
whatever the
his
case may
top 10. I knew I should.
I used to post everywhere I was at or
crazy.
whatever. Never invited her one time. Never did any. Again, I never knew. I didn't know better. I didn't know. No one ever told me that.
First of all,
So now she's months go by. She's dating a girl. She's in one of my classes. We're talking, and her and I got along really well. But that's one of the things that she told me. She was like, "Yo, you never invited me anywhere. You never called me. Do you even know my number?" I was like, "Yeah, I got it saved." Duh. She was like, "You never text me. You never did anything. You only show up. You only showed up in school, and that was it. And then you always out hanging out, and you never invited me." And I'm like, "I'm supposed to do that?" Like, I didn't know. I didn't know.
First of all, I have a bone to pick and I have something to throw down. Armand has never put me in his top 8. That's one. That's first
She
of
was
all.
in the top 8.
I don't give a shit. He never
wanted
put
to be
me.
number
He
one. She was in
exactly.
top
Who's
eight.
number
First of
one?
all,
I don't remember.
Top 8 or what?
Francesca.
MySpace.
That's not true.
That's exactly who it was.
That's not true.
You know what's
On
funny?
MySpace.
I guessed that in my head. I was like, it's probably Francesca. Right?
Nah, but the thing
Well,
is that,
Francesca was my best friend, man.
but it doesn't matter because at the time I was just like, I'm
pretty
okay.
sure it wasn't Francesca.
I'm pretty sure it was, but it's my story. It was definitely her.
It
So
probably
I'm like, bruh, she don't even be with you all the time. Like I'm like, if that's the case, then like get her to chill with you like that. Like
But me and Francesca did hang out a lot.
who cares? So then the other thing that really pissed me off about his MySpace is that he had this crying ass song from like who was it?
It was like
like,
Neo or
oh,
something?
like, oh, I missed this girl that I was used to be with. Mind you, this comes right off the heels of him.
Probably never had a crying ass song. I always had hip
You
hop on my
had
shit.
a crying ass. This
I
is
always
why I
had
know
hip-hop
what
on my
I'm
shit.
talking about. And then make it so bad that one dude that was joining the guard with me, that Spanish dude that was really
Dino?
weird that I didn't
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
No, I don't think it was Dino.
He was the only Spanish dude I knew.
No.
Oh no, Santino, the one that wanted to get with you.
Yeah, so he used to always like clock your MySpace. He used to always be like, "Yo,
No,
you
but
not even
listen.
his top 8," and he got that crying ass song about
No.
his ex, and I'm like, "Yo, you right?
No.
It's a fact.
No. I need to plead my case here because that's not true. I had to make it.
All facts.
When I first created MySpace, I used to use my old Yahoo account. I fucked up and made the Yahoo account. I put it in wrong or whatever. So that happens. I had to make a new MySpace or whatever. So there was two MySpaces. You used to look at the old one. I said, no, that's not my MySpace anymore because I don't have the access to
I'm
it.
talking
I had
about
to make
the
a
new
new
one. I'm talking about the second one.
Never
And
put a crying.
time-
My new one
every
never had a
time
crying ass
it-
song. It never had none of
Cry-
that. I
crying
always
ass
had
song.
hip hop.
Crying ass song.
And if I remember correctly, it was just like 2008. It was either
Crying ass
Jadakiss
song.
or it was either Ghostface Killer.
Crying ass song. And I was like, yo, and I asked you, like, he was like, oh, I just like that song. Because I remember I called you and pressed you on it.
Yo,
'Cause I was just like,
I
what is
don't
that
relate
about?
songs to women because I don't.
Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck he said.
I don't
said,
relate songs
oh,
to
so
women
you
because
wanna
I
talk
don't want
about-
to stop
I was like-
listening to a song. You know,
He's
just,
like, I
just
don't
because
relate
it
that.
reminds me of
I
somebody.
just
That's
like
smart.
that.
Don't relate songs to women.
That's
Nah,
smart.
but-
Never did.
Nah. All this tells me is that I still make poor decisions. That's all right. Getting ready to correct myself in my 30s. Okay?
You should have saved that for the rant. That's what you should have done.
Poor decisions. Nah, I got my rant. I got my rant.
Alright.
Oh, get ready for me to get both of y'all asses in my rant.
Us?
In what?
Oh,
yeah.
it's a
we gonna
fact.
talk about it. All right. So
It's a fact.
so Anish is
be trying
our
to chill.
narcissistic. So what else? So what else about narcissistic? Because I feel like it's not just family. Again, we talk about relationships and family. It's not just family that I feel like have some narcissistic personality, but this one person in particular, I feel like all the time. And it hurts me a lot because I really do love this person. There's a lot of first times with this person, but I always feel like there was always an agenda. There was always something there was always an agenda with her.
Okay.
And I feel bad because it's like, and she doesn't have necessarily troubled relationships all the time, but I just can't help but feel like
She fits the
like
bill?
you are very she's very narcissistic in a way, and it bothers me so much because this is like there's a lot of memories tied with her, obviously, but I can't help but to look at at that and be like, yeah, maybe I'm right to just stay away because you are
you contemplating not just staying away? Like, would you like to have a relationship with this person?
I would like to improve it, but there's also the sense of non-accountability that I'm never gonna get.
Can't relate. My best friend left me because she said, devil.
Okay.
That's a fact.
That's true. We she did do that. It's not funny. I shouldn't be laughing at your pain.
Wait, you're being serious?
Best friend left because of what?
Because I'm devil. All right, so boom, it's Kim, right? So I love Kim. I love her to death. But then she got with this cult, right? And so she was like, all right, girl, we got to get out of our troubled relationships. And at the time, our relationships was like, it was bad. Like, it was tumultuous. But I was just like, nah, I won't be dumb, bitch. Like, leave me alone. Like, let me live. So she was like, no, if you're going to continue to do this stuff and you're going to continue to live with somebody that you're not married to and do all these things and you're not going to elevate your life.
She's
I
judging
be your
you?
friend.
We were what? We must have been
Like
20. We wasn't even 21 yet, and already she was just like, y'all are sinning, y'all ain't shit,
Y'all
stay
are
away from me if y'all gonna be
sinners.
sinning. And it's just like,
You're
Oh my
sinners.
God.
I was like, damn, Kim. I was like, yeah, we liked you the best.
Like,
Out of everyone, we liked you the best.
so that was it. And then I had to delete her and block her. But it wasn't even because anything she did. But it was just like I had like hate in my heart because I'm just like, man, I love you, man. You fucking call me a devil, bitch. Like, what am I supposed to do? So every time I saw her like enjoying herself, like I would have like negative feelings towards it, and I would be like, damn, that's kind of crazy because like she didn't really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just keep her on my Facebook, and that's kind of fucked up. So then I deleted and blocked her because I'm like, I don't want to send her my bad vibes because I had bad vibes every time I saw her pictures.
Yeah.
And, so like
I feel that.
So I deleted her, but it wasn't because she did anything to me. She wasn't like, she actually stayed my friend on social media, but like she would do stuff like that was good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She would elevate, and I would just be over here like a fucking like Arthur fist. So I'm like, nah, let me go.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that. I think it's so hilarious how like we are. So there is this chick that I was really into, and things ended up not working out. Right. In fact, it crashed and burned really bad, like in the worst way possible. So then.
She cheated. No, I'm just
No. Look,
I was like,
crash and burn. It got so like I like the it was just animosity. I didn't feel sad. I wasn't like, oh man, I love her. No, I was like, fuck. It got so bad to where I couldn't handle seeing her on any social media.
Yeah.
And the worst part is that she started blowing up on social media. I'm talking tens of thousands of followers and shit.
She's an influencer.
So I seen her shit one day. I was scrolling through. It was like Instagram or TikTok or something, bro. Because this wasn't that long ago. And I was scrolling through her shit, and I saw it, and I was like, wait, why does that 43,000 likes? And then I checked her account, and she had like 156,000 followers, some shit like that. And I'm like, why the fuck are you successful? Like, what are you doing?
You want her to crash and burn
on everything.
Not to mention.
That's how. But that's how I don't know how people
every
troll
conversation.
people, because I can't be a troll.
I don't get how you can say on someone you hate. Like,
I delete you. Okay, I delete and I block and I move on.
Oh my
I can't
God.
watch you doing
I got her
thing.
blocked on every social media to this day.
Period.
Her number blocked, everything
Period.
blocked because I'm
handle
toxic.
it.
I can't stand to see her happy without
Yes,
me.
yes. That's literally how it was. I would see. I'm like, yo. I'm like looking at all the restaurants me and Kim used to go to. Bitch, you will take other people to our brunch spot?
Nah.
Fucking bitch. Like, what do you mean?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? And then she started hanging out with this fat chick, and I knew I was like, you should talk about that fat chick.
Man, the girl she's dating this weak ass white boy now, man.
Like, thanks, man.
And she got prettier. I'm like,
Toxic. Man, Victor toxic. I'm not a troll. I can't
next topic, bro.
Can't be a
Next
troll.
topic. I'm mad now. Next topic, bro.
I'm a hater. If I'm a hater, I delete you, man. I can't.
That is funny.
So maybe we are the same person. It's very.
I keep trying to tell y'all.
Look, I'm mad. I'm sweating now. God damn.
No. Okay, wait. No. So I gotta add to that story for me, right? So Kim's mom told her happy birthday today, and she looked so happy, so I deleted and blocked her mom.
Today, just today.
I said, you know what, Jillian? That's it for you.
I co-sign that.
Yo, that's sick.
That's it. I'm sorry.
I'll co-sign that.
Y'all need help.
I do. I do.
I mean, you already in therapy, but y'all need help.
Okay.
If I don't like somebody, nah, I don't want to see you. I want to see you smile. Nothing. All right. I want endless diarrhea for you. That's what I want. You should be upset.
That's funny.
You want to do stems and sets?
Stems and sets.
Look, I said it right that
Yes.
time.
Huh?
Stems and sets. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Who wants to start?
Now go ahead.
I think Shamar start.
Shamar's our resident plant.
Listen.
Yeah.
I got the same.
The same one?
No, you gotta have a different one. You gotta have a different one.
It's not just motivations, man. Like what else happened, dog?
Just something that made you smile.
Shamar doesn't smile.
Yeah, that's facts.
Bad man don't smile.
I mean, well, y'all go first. Let me think.
All right. I'll go first. I think something that made me sad this week was that I let the situation at work kind of get the best of me this week. I had a mental health crisis out here in these streets. So that was like kind of shitty. But then I feel like, first of all, I don't want none of y'all to feel good about this, because I definitely don't like y'all at all. But I feel like really, really, really good about the family. Like, that's what I was talking to like the provider about or whatever. I'm just like, outside of work, I am so happy and so fulfilled. Like, it's not perfect, but like I'm really, really happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just in general, like trying new things, doing this makes me happy. Like, it's not the act of actually doing it or even the fact that you guys are here. It's just like, it's nice. I don't really associate people with nice things, but it's just I was saying.
I mean, we create the nice things, so.
So that has been the bad and the good. You know, your girl was out.
Your stems and said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now go ahead, man.
You go ahead.
Smart, you're
So stems and show the camera here. I don't know if the cameras can see. I have been
Yeah, my bad.
for
Big,
my
yo,
stems,
Big
so
grew up a
look,
little
look.
bit.
So I have been Team iPhone since
that,
I
we're
was
not
in
ready.
I think like 10th grade. I got my first iPhone because I had Android before that. Then I
Who'd
switched
you
over
get
to
it from,
iPhone.
Vic?
You remember that? You're so bad. All right, got my first iPhone, right? And then ever since then, I just always had iPhone, and you know, recently I had like the Red X or the XR or whatever, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go back to Android. I'm gonna switch up. I see my brother because he has the same phone. He has the Note Ultra 5G whatever, and I was like, that shit is fire. I held it in my hand. I was like, yeah, I gotta get one. So I went to what's it called? I went to a T-Mobile. I was like, yo, I need one of these. They said if you want
Childish.
it, it's gonna be this much. I said I'll be back in a month. Came back in a month and got it. Very happy with the phone. It's phenomenal. It's everything I wanted. Literally no downfalls, except for that this shit is so big I can't even put my finger all the way. It's
I love
amazing.
that shit.
It's
I love
phenomenal.
that. I love that.
So that's my stem. I said honestly, I mean, I don't want to ruin the point of the segment, but I don't really like I had a really good week. I have a 3-day weekend. I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, I'm having a good time. Like
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I quite like
Actually, no, I'm getting fatter. Like I gotta lose weight.
Facts.
Like that's.
See, if we had a scale, we'd be able to.
I am not touching a scale until I start working out.
Oh my
No, I do need to get that under control
We could
because I'm
probably
too
do that
young.
as a family.
I'm too young to be
We all
fat.
do. And
So.
and as
We're
you guys
all
can
too
tell,
fat.
I've been collecting exercise equipment everywhere.
Low key.
Because he's like, yo, as a family.
And it's messed up because he's like, hey, Vic, you gonna exercise with me? I'm like, hell yeah. And then we just never do it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if I'm honest, I've been just way too goddamn depressed to try to exercise, and it's an oxymoron because working out actually makes you feel
Makes
better.
you feel really
but
happy.
Nah,
It's hard to just do it. It's so hard.
Yeah,
It releases happy serotonin.
I've never had a happy Saturday, and I used to be in shape. Like I was sexy back in the day. You know, when I was like 21, 22. I was sexy.
Lies.
Are you gonna go there?
We are definitely going to go there. I never looked at Armand and been like, oh my god. I did. However, did look at him and say I was going to marry him.
I hear that about a lot of couples, actually. A lot of
I was
couples,
sexy.
a lot of long-term couples actually say that when they first met, they had no intention of like, they weren't like, you know, sexually attracted to each other, or
you're
they had
so
no
hot.
intention. Yeah, a
No.
lot of long-term couples did not. In fact, I've never heard a long-term couple say that that's how they met. Like,
Well-
oh, I just saw her, she was so hot, or I just saw him, he was so, like, nah. Like, they usually start off as like friends,
Well, I'll
and then
tell you
things
what.
grow or stuff like that.
There was a point in time,
When
21,
you were on
22,
deployment,
23.
you were
I was
pretty
sexy.
hot.
Like I was
On
hot. I was
deployment?
in shape.
Yeah,
I
she was
had it
pretty
all. I had it all. And then all of a sudden, like life gets you by the balls
Yeah.
and just takes everything away from you. Everything that you love shall crumble, kind of deal. So
okay.
I was yeah. So I mean, I'd be looking at pictures and stuff, and I'm like, oh damn, I gotta get back there. But the reality of it is, even when I was in the best shape of my life, all that happy endorphin bullshit is a lie. I never felt happy
Yes.
after any workout.
I did.
Ever. I never felt happy. There was never a sense of
felt happy that it
accomplishment.
was
There
over.
was never a sense of anything. I never felt happy. That shit is a lie. Don't let people lie
You know
to
what I
you.
do? I don't
Dude,
think
I
I don't
feel
think it's
really good.
natural. I kind of delude myself. Like I'll be like, oh, okay, I did something productive. That's how I kind of make myself
Nah,
feel
like
better
I
about
actually like had like an improved mood. Like after I hated running, but then after that, and then the only other thing that I found that actually did that was like breastfeeding the baby, and I was like, ah man, well played nature, because like you want to kill them.
I never felt a sense
No,
of
it's a real
accomplishment.
thing. Like,
I feel like that's
felt
kind of
hate
weird.
every
No,
aspect
you
of
do.
the
You
workout.
feel like happy, like when you, and I think it's so that like moms
You know
are
what makes me happy?
children.
A jelly goddamn donut makes me happy. And every time I eat one, even to this
It
day,
doesn't.
I get happy.
I've lost that. When I eat sweets, I don't feel happy anymore.
Oh,
I actually
Yes.
no, and I'm being
Food
serious.
makes me
I feel
happy.
bad when I eat sweets.
do you?
As good as they taste, I'll be like, damn, this is good. And then after I
I'm
eat it, I'm
proud
just
to
like, I
hear.
feel awful.
Insane.
Well, I tell you what. Well, you know what? Like I said, we've been collecting. Like we got a bunch of resistance bands. We can resist up to like 800 pounds with how many resistance bands I have. We could do something. I just don't know what. I just don't know when and what.
We can just
'cause
go ahead and kill
I
us.
can
we gotta do something, man.
I'm
I'm too young to be fat, bro. Like,
tearing all the tendons.
All right, so
right, yeah.
stems is your new phone. You said is that we just getting fat?
yeah.
All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, sorry to tell y'all, but y'all just gonna have to accept these same.
Yes!
All right, yeah.
I was thinking for like 5 minutes. I'm like,
5 minutes
well,
straight.
the set that I could, or the stem that I could think of is just like,
Is still not your new amazing case?
well, I mean that is one. It's just so beautiful.
It's
but
freaking lilac. Like what?
it's just so like so lighthearted. Anyway, this week, I did a good recovery of my money on the stock market. I feel like I finally got a good plan on how I want to, like, you know, like, I feel like what it was before is like, oh, I could do this, I could trade these options and just boom, like it could go from like 10 to 100, right? Like literally, but you know, I feel like
Can I give you some money and you help me?
I mean,
No, I'm not gonna give you like. I know what you're thinking. Like, oh, give me $1,000. No, I don't trust you.
wait, you said what?
I mean, like $10. Can I give you $10
And what?
and you give me back $100?
Maybe about 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he's realistic.
It doesn't
He's
work
realistic.
like that. Yeah, it doesn't work like
it's
that.
not that
It's
easy.
a slow, steady.
Yeah.
It's a
Stocks are hard. Like a lot of people hype up stocks and be like, "Oh, stocks, day trading. Oh my God, Bitcoin." Like all that stuff is actually, all that shit.
Properly day trade until you have 25,000 in your account.
Yeah.
All of that, anything to do with
That is
money
a lot of money.
on the internet, it's not just you put money in and you get money out. It's not how it
They
goes.
talking about they gonna do digital currency and that shit is what the fuck.
Hey, low key, cryptocurrency is the future. Like,
No, I think
Like, no
I think
joke.
that it is, and I
'Cause-
just I'm very scared.
I mean, look at where we are now. We already don't print enough money.
We don't.
Majority of the money is not even real. It's just figures
It's
in the bank.
literally just on my phone.
Exactly.
It's
Majority
just
of our
on my
money
phone.
is not real.
Yeah, that's true.
so-
There would absolutely be no physical dollars left if everyone went to the ATMs and pulled out their money that they're supposed to be having.
Exactly. So cryptocurrency is definitely whether it's the near future or far future, it's definitely the future.
It is.
100%.
Got it. Look at you, starting conversation. So that was your.
And what's your said?
I'm a finance god.
I don't think
anyway.
so. What's your said?
Word?
Said, I don't think I have one. Go straight weed.
Click the link in my bio.
I mean that every time I hear that, that's just like just hurts my brain.
That's just funny.
Oh, we ready to rant?
No, because I didn't do my
Oh,
STEM
yeah,
yet.
let's
Damn.
do the STEM.
Damn. All right, so my STEM will probably always be the Applebee's molten cake because my SED is the Chili's molten cake. Let me tell you, I've been waiting to get back into Chili's since quarantine started, and we finally able to eat
I got
indoors. I went to
desserts.
Chili's and I got my meals, which was good,
got
but then the
dessert.
dessert was a fail. It was awful. I couldn't believe it. I was so disappointed. So my
dessert.
STEM is Applebee's for the win on the molten cakes. And my SED is Chili's with their molten cakes. It's just no more. It's just
I
not
got
a thing
dessert.
anymore.
Now that we're talking about it, I think Chili's is a second-rate Applebee's.
Man, who
Everything
you
I get-
How dare you? There was never a time where Applebee's was better than Chili's. But right now, the dessert wise, it's absolutely.
I don't
better
know.
than
I've
Chili's.
had their shrimp
Tacos,
Alfredo pasta from both places,
shrimp Alfredo.
and it bust way better from
even
Applebee's.
that freaking steak with the Parmesan shrimp on top with the little.
It's
medley
mediocre
of
at
things.
best.
Ah, you a hater.
Yeah, you
No.
tripping.
You a hater.
Listen,
tripping.
I love steak. I will always choose steak out of everything. But the steak at Applebee's is trash. And the steak at Chili's, for that matter, is trash too. That's why I get ribs. But
Yeah, but I was thinking about Longhorn since he just said I'll get that tomorrow. But
oh, it's closed. You think
It's like fucking 9:22. Absolutely.
Don't they close at 9?
No, I think they
No, they
close
probably
at
close
10
at 10. Yeah, you got
or
time.
11
but-
even. No, because the indoor dining is open now, so they should close at 11. They close at 11 now. We can order something, pick it up. They don't do delivery, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Stems is Applebee's dessert. My SED is Chili's dessert. I don't know when that took place, but Applebee's has been actually pulling through with the desserts lately.
Oh, facts.
Okay.
Chili's, you let me down hard.
Okay.
Rant.
Ran of the week.
Please go ahead.
Rant
This
of the
only
week.
involves us
Okay.
two. I gotta figure out because I
Okay,
feel like we've been chilling.
Should we say the rant, or y'all still want to talk about that vaccine thing that you want to talk about?
No, the rant.
Well,
You wanna
it
talk
sounds like you
about
want to
it?
talk about it.
I just want to see y'all
Let's talk about
perspective
it.
on it.
All right, so I think I'm the only one here that actually got the vaccine.
He got
I'm actually the one person here that actually got the
my baby
vaccine.
father got the microchip in his arm. The government gave it to him. And
I
he got
keep a
money.
microchip in my pocket at
They
all
can
times.
hear
It's called my
everything.
cell phone.
And yeah, they can hear everything and everything like that. Like he be
I mean,
hitting
Google
low-
They
and
can
Amazon.
shut off your body right now.
Google and Amazon
It's
already
true.
doing that.
They
and
can
So
shut
if
phone
you're
down like
thinking-
and when my
PC.
phone dies, my body does shut down because I lose my mind. You
Yeah,
know,
so that's like
it's
exactly
that.
what happened. Everything you think is happening is happening. It's a new
Okay, but
world
look,
with
I didn't get the vaccine only because I'm immune. Okay, these two tested positive, right? So I took my weeks off
that
work,
2 weeks
right?
later.
Right? I took my weeks off work. I waited
slept
too.
18 hours a day for 3 weeks straight.
Look, exactly. My body naturally purged it.
No,
My body
nigga, that was the
yo,
actual virus
nah,
going through your
nah.
body.
How you live with 2 positive people, and while she was positive, she made Thanksgiving dinner, and we
That
ate
shit
it.
was ghetto.
And I went, got tested, and still came negative, bro. I am immune,
2 weeks later.
nigga.
It was
2 weeks, yeah.
definitely
I'm like Ellie from The Last of Us, bro. I am
my
immune,
God.
nigga. Like,
He's not. That's not actually a
God.
thing.
It's
That's not
not.
actually a thing.
So I got the vaccine. I had a sore arm. I caught a low grade fever the day after, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I got the Moderna one, so this one should
You were
technically.
nauseous too.
I was nauseous, yeah, that first night.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah. So nausea, a fever, and a sore arm for 2 days.
That was it.
That was it.
yeah,
The nausea lasted that
He's
night.
definitely a zombie.
The
yeah,
nausea-
for sure.
The nausea lasted that night. It went away. The next day was the fever, and then my arm was sore.
Don't worry about it, guys.
I got it on Thursday night. My arm was sore until Saturday. So
Yeah.
there's that.
It's because that microchip.
Yeah, probably. It's like
You're-
nanobots in your blood flow. Yeah.
Either way, your smartwatches, your phones, all that other bullshit y'all got in your pockets right now.
But it's not in my
already
bloodstream,
tracks you.
Ramon.
It's not in my bloodstream.
It's
He has
not in my
nanobot.
brain.
He has a nanobot.
All right.
Well, I hope that nanobot helps me out with losing weight.
You know, there's always been this stigma around like vaccines, like even the flu shot, right? It's like,
I
you know,
have
don't take the
stigmas.
flu shot, they got let in, yada yada yada.
I have
And I mean,
big issues with vaccines.
Why?
There was just no reason. Hold on.
What Shamar said.
You know, I mean, and for me, there was really no reason to not believe that there was something wrong with the vaccine. So I just kind of just assumed like all vaccines are bad. But I mean, to this point in my life, I've gotten 2 flu shots. Not really because I wanted it, but because it was like coupled with another exam that I was doing. So I just ended up getting it. But like at this point, I don't really know if I would get the vaccine. It's kind of like it's probably not just all it's chalked up to be where
Well, is
the
it-
government just out to get you.
Is it only because of what you hear?
The government definitely gonna get you.
What do you mean?
Like, do you only question vaccines because of like what you hear about them?
Yeah, initially because I didn't know nothing about them, and that's what everyone said.
I'll just read
Well,
about
I tell you
that.
what, I think unless you're a biologist, you probably still don't know nothing about a vaccine either. Either way.
I feel like
I mean, I feel like the technology for vaccines have been the same. It's just
it
what
has
it's
been the
for.
same. I do think that there's something really maybe weird with measles, mumps, and rubella, and probably also varicella.
Why that?
Well, it's very
or-
weird in kids anyway.
It's very weird in kids because
Like gives them autism?
Specifically
So-
black boys.
black boys.
Makes them infertile.
No. So, you know, guys, AJ has a speech delay. And so before he got that vaccination, he had been hitting his marks. He had even been early. And he was babbling like a lot. And then he got it and he stopped. Like, completely.
You guys think the vaccine is what did it?
And that was the only to me. Now, to me that's how I felt. I felt like there was a major regression after he got that vaccine. And I'm not to say like, oh, I'm your doctor, but I'm saying what I saw in my own child, and it was drastic because it was something that I noticed, and it made me scared, and then it made me feel like kind of stupid because I'm like, I'm supposed to be advocating for him, like I'm supposed to be his mom, I'm supposed to protect him, and I didn't protect him from that. And to be honest, at that time, I think you should trust doctors, and I think that follow the science. But at the same time, I was that type of person that, like, if my doctor said something, it was Bible. And it wasn't until I saw that. But I feel like that was something that I made a decision that wasn't best for my son, because I just literally just thought that anything that somebody with the white coat on was like Bible. And I just felt like that was something that I messed up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I would not have vaccinated AJ. I would have.
Just later.
I just would have waited. There's literally no clinical reason why kids can't delay their vaccines.
I thought
You
they
can
needed
spread
to
them out.
start school though.
No.
Well, AJ wasn't in school at the time,
He wasn't
and
in
he didn't
school.
have to go into school until what, almost 5.
Till he was almost 5.
You know, we got him that shot when he was less than 2.
Oh my God.
He
Yeah.
got it at 12
Okay.
months. He
Okay.
started it at 12
yeah.
months.
So
Jeez,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, I agree with that sentiment. I think now that we're experienced and we've seen
We wouldn't
how
do it
much of a
again.
difference it made before and after,
Yeah.
even though he was only 12 months, we would have waited.
We wouldn't have.
Yeah.
we wouldn't have
So do you
done
guys subscribe or at least believe there's some truth to that stigma that like the medical industry does have like I'm not saying the whole medical industry is against black people, but that there is definitely
There's some science behind the whole little black boy situation and the regression.
So the medical history and medical advancements in history has predominantly been anti-black for the longest time. And we talked about it a little bit last one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
About the thickness of skin, and people think that just because your skin is, doctors think that just because your skin is darker, or different pigmentation in theirs, that you have your thicker skin, and it's not true. But there's been evidence, especially in American history in the last 100 years,
syphilis
where
trials,
they have blatantly
gynecology as a whole
spread disease.
Kilo cells.
Yep, they spread disease throughout the black community.
Yeah.
In the name of science, to test and study them.
Yeah.
So I don't disclaim or I don't reject anyone's idea of wanting to wait until the science is about on this vaccine. A lot of people say, oh, well, you get the flu shot, so what? The flu shot's been around for literally almost 70 years, maybe a little bit longer than that now. We have all this data on what the flu vaccine does and how it changes every year. We don't have a year with coronavirus yet. In fact, it won't be a year until March, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's only been a few months for these vaccines, and it makes so bad they haven't even started testing children, because they don't know how it's going to respond yet in adults yet.
Yeah.
So there's that. So
I just think
for
that,
anyone, whether you're black or white, say, hey, I don't want to get the vaccine yet. More power to you. I accept and I acknowledge your concern about it, and I'm never going to try to sway you differently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do wish that there was a little bit more guidance for us as black parents, because I literally, like, the trust, and it's not that I'm distrusting now. That's not it. It's just I
cautious.
am cautious. I educate myself before I do something that is
as it should be. Yeah.
But I literally, it was disgusting how much I just felt like, oh man, you got a doctor in front of your name, like, all right, like, period, like, everything you say is like the best thing. And I never even knew in those exam rooms that I had the option to say no. Like, that's how ill-educated I was. I didn't know that I could just tell my doctor I wasn't comfortable with it. I thought that that's what just everybody did. And I feel like they're doing the black community a disservice by not telling them that they can advocate for their kids, or they can take a separate path, or they can ask questions.
Yeah.
Sure.
I like how you put that, because you're right. There was a time where I felt like we had to do exactly what the doctor says, no matter what. And now I work in medical field, and actually seeing people, just say, nah, I'm not going to move forward with XYZ procedure all the time. Like, I'm used to people advocating for themselves, but for me, I always felt like I have to listen to the doctors. And it could be because I was biased against some of the home remedies that I used to hear growing up. But
oh my god! Oh my god!
The next time your mama made me put a garlic in her, she gonna have to shoot me a face.
Oh my god!
She gonna have to shoot me a face. That's on period.
Or onion in your sock or something.
Just everything, bro. Drink 13 gallons of vinegar.
Mix up
ginger.
Onion, garlic.
I'm like,
and he used to love that shit. He used to love that shit. Shamar I used to dig that thing out the thing, and Shamar used to be
home
like,
remedy? You mean the cure for all?
Chomping on that garlic.
It tastes good and bad at the same time.
Like, he was like, Shamar used to
the worse it tastes, the better it works.
Shamar used to be like, it's time for my garlic.
Honey and lemon, it's a cure-all. Yeah.
Remember them green hills, garlic, honey.
I think you have to find like a middle ground between, like, believing in like home remedies and shit and all that, whether you want to or not. But you also have to understand that there are other options. It's not just what I mean. That's the whole point of second opinions. Go to other doctors, other health professionals. Do your own research.
Stop trying to avoid this dragon, Victor. Allow me to fucking rant and talk about it, guys.
All right, let's go.
Please. If you got beef, just what's up, man?
I got major beef.
I don't know why, but what's
I
up?
got so much beef with these two right here. All right, these two. We live here as a family, but they generally think they goddamn kids. They don't pay their rent. That's first and foremost. I'm speaking. Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. Okay, they genuinely think that every time we go out, that they don't gotta pay the bill. They think that we just wake up and be like, you know what, we just want to give you this delicious, delectable food. Okay, we just want to make sure that you have everything here for you. Okay, and these motherfuckers right here, they probably sitting on the most cash ever. okay, don't want to pay for a $1 burger to save their motherfucking life. If it's a bagel, get it out of here if I got to pay my money for it. They don't do... Listen. What I know is that they better get their act together, okay? All right?
Now, whenever you say pay for something, I'll give you my card, no question. Yes or no?
Who?
Don't answer the question.
Yes or
Don't
no?
answer the question.
Whenever
Don't
you be
answer the
like,
question.
whenever you ask me pay for something, I'll give you my card, no questions asked. Yes or no?
It's not.
It's moot. It's moot. The point. What
It's
a
not
lot
that
of
you
people
don't
say?
pay for it.
It's a moot.
Well, I find it funny, especially today. Them niggas, they ordering.
Oh,
They ordering food.
That was different.
Yeah.
So you,
They pull
so
up.
you
They
really
pull up on
fixed your
Amanda.
role.
They're like, hey yo,
We
look,
always
hey yo.
do that. No, look.
They pull up on Amanda.
So
Hey
you
yo,
fixed your
let me get
role.
this,
So
this,
you
that, and the
fixed
next.
your role.
No, look.
No,
Four, five
it
drinks.
was about to be Big Mac.
No, look. Put it from
And
my
we had to
perspective.
go today.
Every time, no, look.
It happened today.
Look. Every time we go to Bagel Bistro, Armand gets what he gets, and he's like, hey, and whatever these guys want, every single time. So I'm figuring it's just another time.
But I usually order first, and I usually order first, and then I say, yeah.
So we get what we want, right? And then me and step back like, all right, Armand, go ahead, And then he's like, oh, y'all go ahead. And like, what you mean? He's like, go ahead, pay. I was like, oh.
Wait, no, because they don't even.
No, because that's what we always do. But look, that's always what we do, though, right? So it was just there. And look, and still, even then,
spoil them.
Look, even
them.
even then,
Grown-ass
with
men,
the
I spoil
swiftness, with the sleight of hand, I pulled out my card and I paid for his food too. So don't ever say that I'm stingy with my shit, because I happily pay for shit.
I got a question.
Everybody's shit. If someone said, if we go out and eat, right, and they say, Victor, pick up the bill, I'll be like, my card's already on the table, nigga. I'm good. Like,
Is you or is you not spoiled?
You say Shamar paid for the bill. He said what bill? Is that cap?
Listen.
Wait. No, we gonna answer the question at heart. Is you or is you not spoiled? Both of you.
Okay, yes, but you're making it sound like I would refuse to like pay for.
That's not what I said. I never said refuse. There go the Aries in you, right? Always assuming. I said what the fuck I said.
Okay, you got that.
This morning, you didn't even have to go that far back. They did it this morning. And then we had a freaking restaurant. He at work. I said, okay, hit Shamar and ask him what he want. Here he go with this long Bible book.
I said, I want a blackberry tea. I want a side with a Caesar salad, and I want.
It was not a miscommunication. It was not a miscommunication. They spoiled.
It's also the waitress or waiter fault.
They are grown. They're grown men, spoiled as hell. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Look, I'm the first one to pull out my card with the swiftness to pay for everyone.
Anyway,
So
how else do you expect? Do you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, low-key, I gotta take advantage of you at least in that respect. Like,
What you mean?
yeah, at least he honest. At least he honest. I don't agree with
Listen,
him.
you do that with your mother, not with us, man. Come on, dog. What you doing?
At least he honest.
No, that's a fact.
I pull out my card with the swiftness. Look, if we ordered food right now, right, and y'all say, where's my card? I'll be like, your card right here. There you go. Easily, not right now.
Shamar got $5 million in the bank.
Shamar be like, we got fries and a drink.
Lemonade for her mom.
Yeah, that nigga. Whoa, yo, you went in the room. That nigga said, "So when you gonna cash out me for that lemonade for Armand?" I said, "Nigga, what? Are you cheap ass nigga?"
So here's the thing: everybody rate going up. These y'all rate going up because they spoiled. They
so
spoiled.
If it goes up, that means y'all are gonna pay for it. because
you still don't pay for utilities. This is not the real world. Y'all living in a utopia right now. Here go. First of all, America. This is the first. I know it's not America. All 30 of you out here watching this podcast. Okay. These are the only black men in America that are spoiled, okay? They go to bed with me singing them a soliloquy selected straight from Mostark, okay? I wash I slave around this house every day.
You say you wash her clothes?
Okay. I said what the fuck I
said. She don't wash her own clothes. I do the laundry, nigga.
But I said what I said. Okay, they spoiled, and I'm sick of it. That's my rant. I want beef for both of them. Don't worry, cash app request coming soon.
I just think that's crazy.
Yo, I think it is crazy though. For a lemonade, you had to get Vic for a lemonade.
This nigga was pressing me for the lemonade, bro. He said, "When you gonna cash out me $3 for lemonade?" I said,
"Wait, you okay? Okay.
Back inside, man. We're not done
I
yet.
probably said it one time, and then I just like.
No, I was
didn't
sitting there
think
playing the
about it
game.
no
I
more.
just see a shadow towering over me. I said,
I mean,
you good, bro?
Yo,
I said, you good, bro? He said,
yo,
"We gonna cash out
Shamar's
for
like
that lemonade."
6'8". Shamar's 6'8", towering over.
And I'm like 5'2". So I'm sitting in the chair playing. I see this nigga walk up. I'm like, are you good, bro? We gonna cash out for that lemonade. I'm like, that's not even my lemonade. What you mean?
Wait, it's too much. It's too much. They are spoiled. And then what make it so bad is that I be cussing their asses out, but then I be having to put in a position where I gotta defend them. And I'll be so mad. Like when people go, Victor doing. I said, you know what it is? I have the luxury of getting up and just walking out the house. Like I got a whole 7-year-old, like DCF. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I can do that because they're here. Also, I don't leave for more than a very short amount of time.
I don't know why she don't trust me. I don't know why she don't trust me. I be feeding him sometimes.
Definitely kill the baby.
He be eating food.
But, yeah, so, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a give and take, but they spoil. Don't worry. Don't worry about it,
She's
sweetheart.
not wrong, but she's definitely exaggerating.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Who else want to rant?
Wait, so Paul.
Go ahead.
So-
Say what you gotta say.
Clarifying question.
So
Clarifying
if
question.
the rent gonna go up.
He's still on the rent. He's still on the
If the
motherfucking
rent
rent.
gonna go up, does that mean that like?
No, everything remains the same. You're gonna pay your own food, you're gonna pay your own rent until I get tired. I'm gonna treat this like the army. Do push-ups till I get tired. This not the real America right now. This not America.
Yeah, but that's like
Hungry man about to be on debt again.
Yeah, hey, that free that lunch is good. Yeah, we can start next paycheck. Sure.
God.
But this is not even a threat. This is not even under the threat of living a real life. This is just paying like an extra. These niggas are stupid. Like,
It's my come on, man. I gotta
Facts,
do
bro.
everything I can. Just save.
Play the cards right. You know what
Oh
I'm
my
saying?
God.
oh my god. All right, come on, you can go.
I honestly, I don't have a rant this week, man. I
had
just
beef. I had to say.
I don't have anything to rant about this week. I do know that I'm happy I was able to turn on my PlayStation 5 this week and get me another platinum trophy because I'm that great of a gamer. But other than that, I'm alright.
Ain't no games playing on PlayStation 5 right now.
There are games, but I got tons of games that I even like my dot hack is still in the wrapper, so I gotta
That's a
open it up.
PlayStation 4 game. I mean PlayStation 5.
You know, you got Cyberpunk.
I'm looking at the PS5 games.
You can play Cyberpunk.
The PS5 version of Cyberpunk never came out. That's a PS4 port. And that shit is ass.
Better sell that console now. It's expensive.
What's expensive?
Cause you know, it's a waste of your
I'm
time.
not flipping it.
Nah, just gonna be games, man.
Yeah, there ain't no games
Yeah.
right now. Like I
There are
tried
games,
playing that
there's no
Demon
games that interest
Souls.
us.
That
like
shit
that
sucks.
Deathloop, that can go somewhere else. I don't really care
Yeah,
about that.
Godfall was trash.
Because you could be doing something else.
What do you do, Shamar? Without your
Oh.
PlayStation?
I should make beats.
You can be making beats and sleeping, bro. I don't want to live like that, bro.
You want?
I don't want to live like that, bro.
I want entertainment.
Oh,
man.
exactly. I want to get off work and smile.
Yeah.
Like how you get off work
laugh.
and just have a straight face until you sleep and go to work the next day.
You go have a work grinding just to go in the room and grind. More.
Exactly, bro. Like, oh my
There's
god.
more to life than grinding, bro.
Everybody can live the lifestyle.
Man.
Oh, that lifestyle, bro. You got that.
You got anything you want to rant about?
No, I don't think so. I'm good.
Nothing.
You got rent?
I mean,
Go
I don't want to continue on the topic, but you know,
No, talk,
Your boy
talk,
Sasha,
talk,
he
talk
said
to
so
us.
red.
Talk to us. Talk to us. Listen, out of everyone, you probably only got 2 minutes here from 3 episodes already. So
Yeah,
talk to
please.
us.
Tell me.
I mean, I already said what I need to say.
Under
I
threat
ain't-
of
I ain't
violence.
I ain't trying to push the subject, but you know,
Under threat of violence. What you gotta say? Under the
my,
threat
my,
of
my
violence.
closing statement for this podcast is gonna be, you know, I'm thankful that you guys. Listen, you know, I gotta thank you first. Before I get on. I'm thankful that you guys let me stay here. You know what I'm saying? Feed me and whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm taking advantage of y'all in other aspects. It's just like, you know, can you feed me tonight? You know what I'm saying? And you know, boom, that's an extra what? So and so in my pocket, boom, you know what I'm saying? We good.
Oh.
This is my come up. I'm trying to
You trying to come up?
come up.
So okay.
So I'm
Okay.
not.
I'm gonna let you live off of that, cause you know it was under the threat of violence. You know what I'm saying? It was under the threat of violence. But listen, I just be wanting to get
Look, I just
up.
want to say, I don't want to say that, you know, I appreciate too as good looks, you know, being up here and shit.
Is it really?
It is. Because if I had stayed in Florida, I would have either been bumming it with someone or some shit. It would have been bad.
No, that
I mean, I would have had to do it, but
No, that's literally the point of you being here. Like,
but
no.
I appreciate it. You know,
They still trash me.
you know, I mean, it's me, so you know, there's nothing to worry about. It's me, but you know, definitely put some pressure on Shamar. You know, make sure he's not, you know, like, you know, because I can't keep him straight the whole time. I gotta focus on me. So, yeah.
I hate it here.
I think that's it.